Hi everybody, welcome back or welcome to the channel. It's your boy Wicked T, and today we are doing the end of month vlog because it's the 28th. I do not like February. I hate having short months because things like this rush up on you, so it's a little annoying. We ended up having a pretty good month. Again, we had 8, 12, about 16 videos, including this one. Last week and this week, the videos for Friday and Saturday were uploaded previously and scheduled for release through YouTube. I don't like doing it because then I have to remember to go back and make sure I spread the word on Facebook, Instagram, get Dustee to drop a link over on X, things of that nature. And I just like getting it all done at once. Like when I upload a video, I can hit Facebook, Instagram, X, and just share it through those on the computer. But doing it, scheduling them ahead of time and letting it release automatically means I have to remember to go do it physically, go copy the link and do it physically instead of letting it do it on its own. But yeah, other than that, it's been a pretty standard month. The reason I had to do this last week and this week is because I'm dog sitting right now. So dog sitting is actually great because I get the run of the house except for Ace. But there's been so much snow this winter that it's hard to take him out for a walk or anything, so I don't get to do that, which is not fair to him. But at least we have a good time over there. You play around with him and get him to chase a ball. Occasionally he gets annoying where he sits there and yaps at somebody walking down the road and won't listen to you. Like you tell him to stop, that doesn't happen, and he just keeps going on and on. But I better stop and put Dustee's archaeology review in here, and then I'll come back and rant some more at the end. Hi everybody, welcome back or welcome to the channel. It's your boy Dustee. Today we're going to do the archaeology review for February 2026, which is amazing because there's only 28 days in this month, and it really snuck up on me pretty fast. And first we have 2,000-year-old trackway revealed in Scotland. Aberdeen, Scotland. Erosion caused by storms in eastern Scotland's Angus Beach revealed ancient clay surface marked with footprints of animals and barefooted humans, according to a statement released from the University of Aberdeen. Local dog walkers spotted the marks in the clay and alerted the council archaeologist Bruce Mann, who called in a team from the University of Aberdeen. The researchers were able to map the site, take physical casts of the footprints, and capture 3D model of them before the tides and 50-mile-an-hour winds destroyed the ancient ground surface. So they had to work fast. And they're estimated to be about 2,000 years old. So that's pretty good. Look at that trackway. Oh, you can kind of see where the big toe maybe made an indent, but I don't really see any of the others. It all looks kind of like a line. That's just what I see. Next we have Egyptian King's Temple explored in ancient Memphis, Mitrahina, Egypt. According to Aharam Online. Report excavation conducted by a team of researchers from Egypt's Supreme Council of Antiquities, Peking University, and the Shandong Institute of Cultural Relics and Archaeology has uncovered a limestone structure at the site of Tel Aziz that may have been part of a temple dedicated to King Apries of the 26th dynasty, who ruled from 589 to 570 BCE. The site at Tel Aziz is located in what is thought to have been the center of the ancient Memphis. The site has also yielded 5 headless sphinx statues, stone blocks inscribed with hieroglyphic texts dedicated to the god Ptah, and cartouches for King Apries, pottery, glass vessels, and copper coins. So as you can see, this digs over here. This is some of the cartouche that they found for the king. It's a fairly substantial site. I mean, this guy's got to be, let's be generous, call it 5'10". So it's about 6 feet tall, or 6 feet deep, and they had to build steps down to it. That's pretty crazy. And it's also weird that they had, besides the Supreme Council of Antiquities in Egypt, they had 2 universities from Asia, I believe, there as well. So that's an interesting collaboration there. Next, we have early Bronze Age burial discovered in northern France. Normandy, France, La Brula Verde reports that a burial pit dated between 1900 and 1800 BCE has been discovered in the slopes of a community of Echelo la Valise, near the Orne River in northwestern France, by researchers of the French Institute for Preventative Archaeological Research. The burial, once covered by a mound, has been linked to a Bronze Age Armorican tumulus culture and other nearby sites. No human remains were found in the acidic soil, but 31 flint points, 2 bronze daggers, and a carved piece of rock crystal that may have been worn as a pendant were recovered. So here are some of the arrowheads, or some of the flint arrow tips, and here's the bronze daggers. As they said, the ground is fairly acidic in this region of France, so even the daggers are breaking down quite rapidly. I don't see any handles for them. I'm assuming they were made of wood. So it's just the dagger themselves. I don't see a sheath, unless the sheath was also bronze, in which case they're all melted together because of the acidity. Yeah, it's pretty cool that they find things like this, but because of the acidity of soil, like the same thing would happen here on PEI. The red clay is fairly acidic, so it would not help preserve things at all. It would be terrible to try to preserve anything. Next, we have construction work in northern England yields a historic cannon. Hull, England. According to a statement released by the Hull City Council, a cast iron cannon was unearthed in the city's Queen's Garden. A team of local contractors had been excavating space for a stormwater tank in the park when they encountered the 8-foot-long weapon. After an initial examination, researchers from Humber Field Archaeology suggested that the cannon dates between the 7th and 8th century. Its muzzle had been capped, indicating that it had been decommissioned. So look at this beast. An 8-foot cannon. Wow. Now, a lot of things like this are found in places like England, where cannons were regularly used on in battle. Something like this probably was drawn by a horse and then set up and used in the field. But yeah, if it's capped, meaning the end was closed off with something, then it's been decommissioned and it's not usable anymore. Unless you want to, of course, blow yourself up, which is not good. Don't do that. Don't do it. No. But cannons are awesome. I love cannons. They've been around for such a long time in some form or another. And before that, there were things like ballista, trebuchets, things like that. Any of the ranged artillery pieces are awesome to find. Next, we have Paleo-Inuit people were accomplished seafarers. Kitsisut, Greenland. Paleo-Inuit people were able to make lengthy journeys on the rough waters of the high Arctic more than 4,000 years ago, according to a CBC report. Archaeologists working with local Inuit people discovered the remains of an ancient campsite in Kitsisut, a group of rocky islands between Greenland and Canada's Ellesmere Island. The camps, which contained evidence of numerous people made repeated visits, consisted of at least 18 tent rings, circular areas cleared of rocks that's surrounded by a ring of stones. These stones would be used to hold down the edges of the tent. As likely made with sealskin stretched over driftwood. The seabird bone found on the island in one of the tent rings was radiocarbon dated between 4,000 and 4,400 years ago. At the time, an unusual or rich ecosystem was developing in Kitsisut due to formations of a rare channel of open water in the ice, allowing the phytoplankton blooms. The cliffs of the Kitsu are home to nesting seabirds, and marine mammals that hunt the area are also drawn there. I mean, look at these shores. So I can't remember. I think that is Greenland in the distance there, but I can't remember for sure. I don't think it's Ellesmere Island. I mean, it could be, but I'm pretty sure it's Greenland. So it would take 12 to 15 hours of difficult paddling to reach these islands from Greenland. So they had to make some pretty good watercraft to make those types of journeys, which is kind of funny because if you're thinking of ancient seafaring peoples, you think mostly Pacific Islanders. You don't think of Greenland and northern Canada, but apparently you should be, because they're basically the same. They're doing the same type of thing, except I guess where the Pacific Islanders were using stars to navigate, they would just set their sight on the nearest island and go from there. So that's incredible. Next we have oldest Egyptian metal drill identified. Badari, Egypt. According to a statement released by Newcastle University, archaeologists have identified the earliest known metal drill from Egypt, a 2.5-inch long copper alloy tool used some 5,300 years ago, long before ancient Egyptians were thought to have used such technology. Egyptologists originally thought that the artifact, which was excavated at the site of Bardi in the 1920s, was an owl or similar punching tool. But recent microscopic examination of the artifact revealed that telltale marks that suggest it was manipulated by a bow or to pierce wood or stone in a rotary motion. So this is the artifact in question, again found in the 1920s. So this is the original, I'm guessing X-ray, but I don't know, or maybe I have no idea. Maybe it was an original photo, but this is what it is now after being kept and preserved. And this would be how it was used. It would be strung up on a reed or something, and then the bow would be moved back and forth, and the drill bit would drill into the wood or stone or what have you. Being composed of copper alloy, that includes a silver and lead in it, which were either obtained from long-distance trade networks or from unexplored ore sources in Egypt. So it may be local, it may be brought in through trade. Who knows? But it's pretty cool that they can find tools like this that makes the tool use earlier than they thought. So that's kind of cool. Next we have deer skull headdress highlights Neolithic community exchange. Ilsenben, Germany. Live Science reports that an excavation at an ancient farming village in Ilsenben in northern Germany have uncovered new evidence that interaction between regions pre-existing hunter-gatherers and Europe's earliest farmers. Archaeologists believe that the site served as a kind of frontier outpost for the first wave of Neolithic agriculturalists who migrated to Central Europe from Anatolia and established the site in around 5375 BCE. Recent fieldwork has uncovered houses, burial pits, and cultural materials belonging to so-called Neolithic linear pottery culture, or LBK. However, archaeologists were also surprised by the presence of patently Mesolithic objects, including a deer skull headdress that are known from other hunter-gatherers sites throughout Europe. Additionally, the items found, the team found tools crafted by the antlers and material not commonly associated with LBK farmers. According to Laura Dietrich, an archaeologist at Martin Luther University, Hale Wittenberg, the juxtaposition of both Mesolithic and Neolithic artifacts at the same site is unexpected. So this is part of the deer antler headdress, and this is one of the tools that they have found carved out of antler at the site. It is pretty interesting that they found a spot where these agriculturalists and the hunter-gatherers were interacting. Basically, a trade outpost that the agriculturalists, the people who started to settle, had made, so the hunter-gatherers could stop and trade their goods as they migrated in pursuit of their prey. So that's interesting. I hadn't heard much about this LBK the farmers group. This is the first I've heard of them, actually. Actually, no, that's a lie. This is the second time I've heard of them. But I don't know much about them, and it seems like an interesting group to study. Next, we have Anglo-Saxon sword found engraved near Canterbury. Canterbury, England. A beautiful crafted sword was among the many extraordinary burial objects, including knives, spears, brooches, and buckles, that were unearthed by archaeologists at an Anglo-Saxon cemetery near Canterbury, according to a statement released by the University of Lancashire. The exceptionally well-preserved weapon dates to the 6th century CE and features a silver and gilt hilt, and the blade was inscribed with runic inscriptions. Researchers also recovered pieces of the sword scabbard, which was made of leather and wood and lined with beaver fur. So here's the medallion that was found at the site. Here's an x-ray of the sword inside the sheath, I'm assuming. And I'm assuming this is also the sword inside the sheath. It's strange how this part here looks more preserved than the rest of it. There might have been a rock or something on top of this part. Something hard that kept it from weathering as much. But yeah, it's an incredible piece. Again, I couldn't find anything else except the medallion from the website. So that's all I have. But look, it's a long piece. Like this lady's hands, she could probably wield it two-handed. It's a long sword. It's incredible. And they found other weapons in the burial site too. That's amazing. It must have been a warrior for sure. Next we have mysterious medieval tunnels discovered under Neolithic monument in Germany. Rheinstedt, Germany. According to the Brula Verde report, archaeologists from the State Office of Heritage Management and Archaeology of Saxony-Anhalt discovered a series of peculiar and enigmatic overlapping structures dating from the late Middle Ages to the 4th century BCE. Before the construction of wind turbines in late 2025, they identified a trapezoidal ditch characteristic of funerary monuments created by Neolithic people known as the Baalberg culture. Baalberg. Baalberg. The archaeologists also located later a Neolithic burial from the 3rd millennia BCE and a possible Bronze Age burial mound belonging to a 2nd millennium BCE. Most surprisingly, however, they discovered was the discovery of a much later feature called the Enderstall, or earthen cellar. Throughout medieval Central Europe, people tunneled these underground chambers and galleries, usually narrow with a low ceiling, near churches, cemeteries, and the basements of farmhouses. Their function remains uncertain. The team found the entrance to this Enderstall had been carved directly into one side of Neolithic earthenwork. The pit was initially thought to have been a grave, but further excavation deeper into the low subsoil revealed the curving underground tunnel with a pitched ceiling. So there's the tunnel. This is the backside of the Neolithic monument, and this cool little drawing. I'm not sure what that's supposed to be, but then they also found several artifacts, including a horseshoe, a fox skeleton, small mammal bones, ceramic fragments. This led researchers to suggest that the Neolithic pagan grave may have been avoided by the medieval population. So it could have been a grave, it could have been a cellar. They're not quite sure, but they found a bunch of stuff in it, and it's pretty interesting that it has a curve. So that's amazing that they keep finding stuff like that. And lastly, we have, did the ancestors of the Clovis people camp in central Alaska? Fairbanks, Alaska. Phys.org reports that an excavation at the Holzman Archaeological Site in central Alaska, Tannen Valley, has uncovered an ivory tool resembling those made by the Central Clovis culture, whose distinctive stone tools are usually found in North America and date to some 13,000 years ago. A team including Brian, I'm not going to list all those names, that's a lot of names, from the University of Fairbanks and people of the Museum of the North found fragments of mammoth ivory, traces of campfires and stone tools, and the debitage of layer of earth dated to 14,000 years ago. The oldest archaeological evidence at the site, in a layer dated to 13,700 years ago. They found a nearly complete mammoth tusk. Ooh. So they had a site, they had an area that they know the date of. And in that layer, they found a complete mammoth tusk. So that's pretty cool. What else did they find? Quartz tools used to carve ivory rods. Researchers determined the ivory rod had been made in the same carving techniques as the Clovis people. So if you don't know, the Clovis people were named after a spot in, I think, New Mexico, where they found all these very large, very elaborate looking flint and other material spearheads. So they just called them Clovis heads and the Clovis culture. So, and they're suspected to have traveled the land bridge that bridged the Russia-Asia area into Alaska and then down into North America, where they found the Clovis points. So if they were following the mammoths, and this was a site where they found tools and mammoth rods and mammoth tusk rods and things like that, it probably was them, and that's probably how they came to North America, which is amazing. But that's it for me for this month. As you can tell, I went really early this time, so I might have missed something for this month, but that is my archaeology review for February 2026. If you enjoyed this, drop a like, leave a comment down below, and subscribe. It's free, helps out the channel, and I will catch you all next month for another look at archaeology. Bye-bye! Alright, I hope everyone enjoyed Dustee's archaeology review for February 2026. Again, I'm back to say that the month was pretty standard for February. Birthday's coming up next month, the 5th for me, the 15th for Dustee. And there's been a couple other birthdays coming up this month. I guess it's technically tomorrow's the 1st, so this month. But yeah, it's been a pretty good month. Looking forward to more of the same next month. Won a few games. Dustee, I think Dustee won 3 games this month. Some for the PlayStation. So I borrowed my nephew's PlayStation 4 that they don't use anymore because they both have a PlayStation 5. So I borrowed their PlayStation 4, downloaded a couple games onto it. I have one game here that Dustee won, Nova Lands, on the PC. So yeah, that's basically been our month. I finally finished the little Sims event that was going on. I forget what they called it. It's something to set up the Royals expansion pack. So I finally finished that little quest line, and that was pretty fun actually. You got an eye patch for it, so that was cool. But yeah, it's been a pretty standard month. Hopefully next month is about the same, maybe a little better with a couple of birthday gifts that might help out the whole thing, the whole setup here. But yeah, I will catch you at the end of next month for another vlog. And if you enjoyed this content, let us know in the comments below. Give us a like. Give us a dislike if you didn't like this. But either way, let us know what we can do to change these, make them better. And subscribe. It's free, helps with the channel. And I'd still like to get 300 subs by the end of the year. Because it's the same goal I set myself last year. I got to about halfway. So not bad, but not great. But I will see you again in a month. Bye-bye.